Well, good afternoon. Welcome to the channel. My name's Dan, and today, basically, one of the reasons why I wanted to jump on today is because, basically, as you can see, there is nothing on the lathe, okay? And one of the reasons for that is because I wanted to discuss about some of the things that you should take into consideration when actually going out and buying or purchasing your first ever lathe. Now, one of the first things that I started on, basically, was just a small mini Axminster lathe, okay? Just a small mini lathe, just to understand the basics, to get an understanding of the control, tool placement, technique, etc. Now, mini lathes are great for things like trinket cups, pens, rings, key rings, etc. But as you can see here in front of me, I've got a record power Coronet Herald. And the big difference between this lathe and the mini lathe, here's a mini lathe, just a small kind of basic mini lathe from Axminster. The Coronet Herald is a MIDI lathe, okay, a MIDI lathe. And the big difference between this one and the one behind me is capacity, okay, and power. Now, there are many things to take into consideration when going out to buy your first lathe. And one of the first things you need to sit down and consider is your budget and how much you actually want to spend on a first wood lathe, whether or not you want to turn pens and rings and trinket cups, etc. A mini lathe is ideal, okay? If you like to turn things like fruit bowls, big platters, etc., then you're going to have to consider something like a MIDI lathe and something a bit more powerful, something a bit more robust, etc. I was going to say the Coronet Herald has a great capacity. And saying every lathe has its own capacity, okay? So basically, the capacity I'm talking about is the length from the bed up to the headstock, okay, the spindle, okay. So a lot of people go out there and they'll consider spending XYZ on a lathe, okay, which could be range from anywhere from £200 up to £5,000, okay, and much higher than that. So, and you've got to understand that your lathe is half of your budget when you want to start wood turning, because you have to take into consideration tools, okay. You've got to take into consideration air filtration, extraction, etc., sharpening systems, etc. Like I've got the Pro Edge here for sharpening, etc. But again, your budget is something that you've got to really take into consideration, really, and how much you want to spend on your lathe. Some people go out there and think they'll see a lathe for £200 on Marketplace or £200 on eBay just to get them started, and they'll consider thinking, okay, great, that seems cheap enough. Now, the problem with very cheap lathes are they are underpowered, okay? They're underpowered. And one way to recognize that, really, is to basically to take a piece of wood. Now, all lathes, they'll spin wood all day long, all day long. It's not until I take a tool and basically I'll have my bowl gouge, okay? And basically what will tend to happen is you'll go to place your tool rest onto the, your tool onto the tool rest, apologies, and you'll go to make a cut, okay? And what will happen is the timber will stop, okay? The timber will stop. And why does it stop? It stops because there isn't enough power. It doesn't have enough adequate power to actually spin and cut at the same time. So with the record power Coronet Herald, I think this is around about 750 watts, just underneath a kilowatt. And this has enough power to handle 14 inches, okay, over the bed. If I rotate the headstock, not all lathes have a rotating headstock, but this one does, I can get 21 inches over the side of the lathe. Now, the mini lathe doesn't have a rotating headstock, and obviously the capacity is going to be a lot smaller. So things like pens, etc., great. Some pens on here as well. But again, you've got to take into consideration how much you want to spend, okay? The next thing I would like to discuss is basically where are you going to place that lathe, okay? Where are you going to place it? And I've worked in places like in the shed, and obviously with other optional equipment you have in your workshop, you are going to run out of space. You're going to run out of space very, very quickly. So having a good wide space, which is safe, basically, a nice level ground and plenty of air filtration, plenty of air to get around the lathe, because you are going to create a lot of dust. Now, one thing you've got to also take into consideration are your tools, okay? Your tools. And this tool here is a 3/8 bowl gouge. It's one of my most versatile bowl gouges, basically. It's not the only bowl gouge I have. I also have a variety of tools on wood turning. So, but to get into wood turning, the best thing I could advise is to go out there, do your homework, do your research, and try to understand the competitors' market. And say, because sometimes you can go out and buy a very cheap lathe and it's not worth the paper it's printed on. to go out there and actually sit down and think about your budget and think about how much you're going to kind of invest into your wood turning kind of your hobby or your skill, and then basically take it from there really, because like I said, tools are going to come in and they're not cheap. Okay, so basically just pop that down there. Now I've been wood turning for 2 years now, and basically I've turned everything from platters to bowls to pens to key rings to decorative items, etc. And I think when people do jump into the wood turning kind of hobby, it's always best to go and speak to an experienced wood turner, somebody who knows what they've been doing and knows what they're talking about, etc. Now it's a type of skill, a type of hobby, basically, where you never ever stop learning. Now, when I jumped onto the Record Power Current Herald, like I said, it's always best to basically start your lathe off on the slowest speed. Never, ever, ever start your lathe off with a high RPM. And basically, and why is that? Because if you've got a piece of timber actually mounted to the lathe and you start that lathe off with a high RPM, you don't know how the wood's going to behave. So it's always best to start slow, gradually build up speed, Now, the Current Herald has a variable speed, okay, from here at the top here where the control panel is. Mini lathes come with variable speed, okay, so we can speed it up, slow it down, run it forwards, run it in reverse, etc. So, but yeah, always maintain basically your security. Your safety is paramount. And the last thing I'd like to see anybody doing is watching any of my content, going out there, jumping into wood turning and getting themselves hurt. So again, safety is always important. Wearing a face shield is always important, I was going to say. But yeah, my time on YouTube is very new, and I'm jumping across into a bit more understanding and explanation really, so I can help people out there really who want to get into the wood turning kind of hobby. And yeah, I just don't want to basically give out the wrong advice, and then somebody comes to the lathe after watching one of my videos and ends up getting hurt. They are not toys, okay? They are pieces of machinery, and like the lathe will hurt you, okay, if you let it, okay? So not about being afraid of it, it's about just knowing your boundaries, etc. So, but again, what I'm sitting on here, the top here, okay, it's the headstock, control panel, headstock, okay? Now, what it's sat on here, okay, is the bed, and sitting on the other side, yep, is the tailstock, okay? So basically, you've got to think about how a dog or a cat, okay? So you've got its head, its tail, okay? The bed. Now, in the center here, what you can see here, this piece here, this is the banjo, okay? The banjo. And connected to the banjo is the tool rest, okay? We do have other pieces we can actually attach to the lathe. So on the back end of the lathe here is the extension bed. So basically, the extension bed is there, basically, if I want to turn much longer pieces on the lathe, etc. So spindle work, etc. But that you want to turn chair legs, etc. You just want them to be a little bit longer. And as you can see, I'm wearing a ring. Now, before you think about jumping onto a lathe, the last thing you want to do is, well, the first thing you want to do, is take that ring off, put it away, okay? And basically, no long sleeves, okay? Any hair, tie it back. Like I said, anything that can get caught will get caught. Now, when you first buy your lathe, one of the things you've got to take into consideration is your chuck. And the chuck is basically how we mount our bowls. Now, a lot of chucks come in various different sizes, and basically, this is an SC3 chuck from Record Power, and basically, this screws on to the headstock, and we can open and close these jaws basically to mount our wood. And basically, yeah, I was going to say, you're not going to get one, okay? You have to buy these separately, not unless you do go out and buy a lathe secondhand from maybe a wood turner who's had a go. It's not for them, and they're selling their whole kit, etc. So again, just be mindful of lathes out there which could be underpowered. Now, there are plenty of lathes out there, from Laguna lathes up to the Current Herald, I was going to say, but there's Axminster lathes. The competitive market is quite vast. So again, go out there, do your homework, try to understand what it is you want to turn, but not you want to turn bowls, platters, pens, etc. And that'll give you a good indication of where you need to start with your wood turning. I say it's very easy to go out there and get lost straight away when wood turning, whether that's tool placement, technique, etc. And if you do end up getting a bit lost, there's plenty of help on forums, on things like Facebook, and plenty of other experienced wood turners out there And say, but if anybody's got any questions, don't forget to drop them in the comments. And say, I will be back with a lot more wood turning, and we're going to be messing around with a lot of things like epoxy and turning some exotic woods, etc., which I've already done on the channel. And say, but we're going to be trying to turn some different things really. But if that's any help, and say, don't forget to drop me a thumbs up, and hopefully I shall see you all back on the other side. But thanks for watching. Take care.